I'm Vicki, and this is
Dawna.
she always forgets.
Well, but it's on the screen, so if I forget, I can. And it's your time for tarot card reading today. So welcome everybody to It's Your Time. And Vicki and I are welcoming Maddie, who is a tarot reader who does it her own way, which is I love people that do things their own way. That's perfect. So
Mhm.
hi, Maddie. Say hi.
Hi everyone, I'm Maddie. I'm a tarot card reader. And I'm going to say it's your time for some self-exploration.
Oh,
All righty.
nice. All right.
It's always time for that.
Yeah,
It's
that's so
true.
cool. So yeah, so we have some set questions that we usually ask. How did we meet? What is your spiritual journey, et cetera, et cetera. So you know what they are. You can answer or ask or whatever whenever you like. But I guess first we would say, how did you meet? How did you meet us?
How did you meet Donna?
Yeah.
That's right.
I met Donna. I met Donna in, I think, 2019 in Tucson at a metaphysical fair. And we worked there together for several years.
Yeah, we did a couple
And
years. Yeah, that's right. I forgot it was so long. That's
And
so.
that's
yeah,
that's just it's a yearly fair, right?
It
it
was
was,
monthly. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Well, and
yes.
it moved from there. It's called the Tucson Metaphysical Fair. Is that it?
Mhm. And I just found out it's still going
Yep.
out, on the east side. So,
Yeah, at
yeah.
Cynthia's Mystic Cavern. That's right.
Yeah, so I just found out. I thought it was defunct, but I just found out, so I might start working at that one again with
I
Cynthia.
would have
Yeah.
told you. I thought, oh my gosh, I thought.
Ah,
Oh. Anyway, so we're friends and we've done lots of stuff together and been to the mountains together, et cetera, et cetera. And then I introduced Maddie to Vicky today and Vicky to Maddie. So we have some really cool uh women energy here, I guess we would say.
yes.
WOMYN. Is that how they spell it?
I've never heard of that.
Oh well, that's
What is that?
women energy. It's girls, witches.
Oh. Oh, with the Y. I didn't
With the Y, the
with the
divine
Y.
feminine.
Yeah, because we
That's good.
don't because it's an old thing that somebody said because we're not whoa men, we're women.
Okay then. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, so this is Maddie's going to explain what she does with her cards and explain her spiritual journey.
Yeah. So how did you start out, Maddie?
Well, in the early 90s, a dear friend of mine asked me, "Have you ever heard of tarot?" And I had grown up in a high control religion background, and I had vaguely heard of it as something, quote, evil and wrong. And she pulled out the cards and she did a reading for me. And everything just clicked. It was the most amazing thing I had ever seen. I, I instantly fell in love with the tarot. And she then bought me a deck, because there's all these old traditions that say, oh, you shouldn't buy your own first deck. Someone should gift it to you. So she did that. And I kind of was off and on with it. Um, I was raising kids and kind of dabbled my toe in the evangelical Christian world and never quite felt like it was the right fit for me. But I put my cards away like a good little Christian girl, but I never got rid of them.
I was
They
going
were
to say,
just,
did you have to hide them from anyone, from your family or
um,
anything?
no, but I didn't use them during that period. I just, put them away. But then I pulled them out. I introduced my oldest daughter to them. I think while we were still in that world. And she now has the hermit proudly tattooed on the back of her leg. Um, but when we moved to Tucson in 2008 was kind of the next step. I could just throw off all that old programming. And that's when I really embraced and started reading for people, started reading, I met someone and read for her, and then she would just give my number. It was hilarious because she was my hairdresser, and she would give my number to people and say, "Oh, by the way, you're going to pay her this much." Like I had
Oh,
never charged in my life.
oh,
She
how
just took
nice.
over, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
So,
so people would go in expecting.
right,
Yeah.
right. So I would I was, instead of a tip, I was reading her cards. And so so every time I got my hair done, I got a lot of people calling me wanting a reading, and then they would pay me. And so I kind of liked that, you know.
And I'm sure all those readings really honed your skill.
Right. And I discovered actually that reading for a stranger is easier than reading for someone you know,
Hmm.
because you don't have that preconceived notion.
Right.
You're tapping, or I'm tapping into something more than the cards. I
Right.
feel like the cards help me to tap into an inner ability. They just lay the framework, and then you go from there.
Mhm.
So,
And then
and
thoughts
then
come in and it kind of guides you down the reading itself.
exactly, exactly. And then about a year and a half ago, I started a Facebook page for readings. And I do some work on some of the hotlines, which is interesting. Um, you know, but my favorite is to read for someone. I prefer to read face to face, but over video works well too, because I like to get people involved in the process. I'll say, look at this card. What do you see? What do you notice? Which image in this card are you in this situation? And I like to pull people into the reading, even if they've never experienced tarot before. Here's a card that I really like doing that with. This is the Five of Cups. I don't know, can you see that there?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Hmm.
And I will ask people, look at this image. Who do you relate with more? Who are you in this image? And that gives me a tool to talk more about what the other cards are, what the inner reactions are of the card, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
So
Because you can either
that's
be the one experiencing the loss or the one kind of overseeing the experience of
right,
the loss.
right.
Yeah.
And it's always amazing because everyone sees something different in the
Uh-huh.
cards too.
Yeah, they do.
So
Definitely. Actually, you're saying loss, LOSS. I thought it was somebody sitting there being yelled at.
right,
Mm.
right. So we've
Well,
got loss here. We've
hmm.
got the yeller. We've got the person being yelled at, and then we have what remains. So,
Oh,
you know,
okay. Gotcha.
Yes,
yeah,
yeah, those are different cards. Yeah.
Yeah,
this,
yeah. Then
yeah,
I do have a regular tarot deck from
Hmm.
years ago, and they were not that exciting. They were boring. I don't.
this is my favorite deck. It's called the Deviant Moon deck, and it's been out since the early 2000s, I think. And it just really resonates with me. Some people think they're creepy. If people don't like that, I do have a regular Raider White Smith deck.
Uh-huh.
Um, I always I always make sure to put Smith in there, since for years it was just called the Raider White deck. But it was, all the illustrations were done by a woman, Pamela Coleman Smith. And
Oh.
throughout history, her name was left off. So
Of
kind of
course.
thing with me to include the woman who did all the hard work and all these beautiful drawings.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. That's not the one I have. I don't know which one I have. But and you had said in our pre-interview that you use those, but then there are other decks that you use, excuse me, that would give you a more definite answer to things or more
Clarifications.
clarity. Yeah.
Hmm.
For clarification, I've got this deck that Dawna gave me. It's the HAINDL deck, and it's got more of a mystic Eastern feel to the drawings. I have a Dio de los Muertes deck. That's
Oh, oh, I love
absolutely
that one. Yeah. That's
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
yeah, very
And so I have, they're kind of addicting. It's 78 little pieces of art you can carry around in your pocket. So
Mhm.
if I had all the money in the world, I'd just keep buying decks because they're
Yeah.
so beautiful.
and so wonderful to see everybody's creativity and how, and that again is how everyone sees things from their own perspective and can pass along their own energy in that way. So
Mhm.
that's so wonderful. That's
Mhm.
so cool. So yeah, so you're doing your Facebook page. We'll put it in the comments if you send me the link to it. But what's the
I
name?
sure will.
Yeah, what's the
It's called Everyday Enchantments, readings with Maddie. And I do post every day a card of the day with kind of a generic explanation of that card's basic meaning. But of course, a card's meaning changes according to where it is in a reading and what cards are
Mhm.
around it. But it's a bare bones kind of introduction with the card of the day. I have people that, look at that card of the day as something to just be aware of that day, you know?
And
And
it really gets your intuition going when
right,
you pull the cards and you just see what comes to you.
right, right.
Mhm.
So, and I use three different decks. So I have an example of three different decks for that picture of the card of the day. And then,
Oh,
and then I offer,
I wondered how you did that because they all look different. Oh, that is so cool. That's good to know. Okay. Yeah.
and, after a few months of doing it, it hit me. I could just take a picture once and save it and use it every month so what I do is I go through and I pull from the deck and I get those 78 cards and then, write them down. So every 78 days, we will cycle through the whole deck
Oh,
so that, can get a feel for what each card, what it looks like, what it means,
well,
and
that's
then
a
I
good
use,
idea.
That's
So
really
that you're
cool.
not, pulling
thanks.
the same card every day for a week because these are the
Right,
energies.
Right. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. That's great.
right.
So
So that's how I do that.
is it do
And
you
then,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you ever do one that's like for current events or the energy of the world or, the awakening or anything like that where you're checking that energy?
I've not been as active lately. I've had other things on my plate. I was doing, like readings for the weekend, readings for, I think I did one. I'm also on TikTok. And would you seen a reel or a video where I would do a reading just saying, hey, here's a reading. Does this resonate with you? It's so hard for me to do a reading like on a world event because everybody has a different perspective on that.
Hmm.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and
So,
sometimes I'm not sure I stopped doing them because I was always getting that a woman will, come up and not save us, but there will be a woman in the forefront. And I think eventually after a while I just figured that's just the feminine energy rising. So,
it could be,
yeah. Yeah.
could be. It's the, oh, I just completely lost my train of thought
Oh, I'm
there.
sorry, I cut you off.
No, but everyone's perspective is different too.
Mhm.
So I
Hmm.
can read from my perspective. So when I do just a video, say, I try to make it just, okay, here's the reading, this is what it means, and let people make their own decision on what it means in their life. It's hard. It's hard to make a big sweeping reading for
Hmm.
something so big like that.
Yeah.
But I always say that, what I do isn't fortune telling. It's honing down, um, you know, how to react to things more than what's going to happen. One of the services I offer is, and I'll do this in January or December, is I like to do a reading for the whole year. I put a card for every month, and then I'll say, so for example, for me, my card for this month was the Wheel of Fortune, which says that you have to, it's a card about change. There's a lot of card about change in the deck, but this is change that you put into action yourself. You're not going to find out what the wheel's going to give you unless you physically spin that wheel. And here I am doing this. I've never done anything like this before.
Oh,
And,
and the Wheel of Fortune is also a major arcana card. So it has to do with your life lesson, not an everyday, occurrence. So this is like a big thing in your life,
Right. Because I've been saying, start a YouTube channel, and then, I don't have the right kind of microphone or whatever. So when Dawna called me about this, I was like, there we go. And then this month I turned the calendar. I still use an old-fashioned paper calendar, and I just write them all down for every month. I was like, there it is. So that's what I tell people when I do that yearly reading. This isn't telling you what's going to happen that month. It's telling you how to react to what happens that month.
That is,
and also different possibilities that could be coming in for the month.
Right.
Well, the September,
exactly.
What you're talking about is what everyone is, all the energies are saying that, like that's what's happening for everyone. This month is, it's a good month to spin that wheel and bring out your creativity. So that's, wow. I think
it's a very telling card for this
it
month.
is. That's right.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
And back in January or maybe late December when I did that, I would, I would have no idea. The yearly readings are fascinating. I keep my old calendars and go back, and one year I did the yearly reading and we were moving and we were supposed to move in April, and that the way the cards laid out didn't make any sense for that. Well, we ended up getting a month's extension and moved in May.
Oh, wow.
And then they all lined up.
Wow.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Happen year after year.
Sometimes you can't really see the bigger meaning until it's passed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, and even if you hear or feel that beforehand, you're always like looking to compare it. Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? So it's better to look back, at the month. And yeah. So you're thinking this is your Wheel of Fortune. I'm feeling that this might be an impetus for more. I mean, something bigger for you. I feel that. That's what I'm feeling. And I know you, so I know that your energies were kind of low for a while, and now they're coming back up. And I feel like something big is happening. Something's coming. So this is good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, I was going to say, Dawna gave me the best reading I've ever had in my life years ago at that fair.
Yeah.
If I could get into this, just one of the specifics of it is I was having car trouble that morning, and I was going to get in the car, like the car that I ended up driving to the fair was getting fixed the next day, and it was having trouble starting. I didn't know what was wrong with it. I had a firm talking to it in my driveway because I needed to get to the fair. I parked it right out front because I wanted it to be convenient in case somebody needed to come rescue me and start it for me. And Dawna said that she saw angels hovering right outside the building. And I was like, huh. And then she asked me, did I know who those, angels and somebody protecting me, but they were right outside the building. And I was like, huh, no idea. And so then I go out, car starts, I get it home. My friend comes the next day who was fixing it for me, and there was something wrong with the gas tank. And he's like, I don't know how that car started, and I don't know how it didn't blow up.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that. Oh my gosh.
So she had angels watching over her.
Right.
And her car.
They were out over my old car. Because like I told it, I'm like, I just need to do this today. so I can get you fixed tomorrow. You
Oh,
know?
that is so great. Well, I know there was one. I don't think you actually did a reading for me that I can remember, but I remember watching you do others and feeling that it's almost like there was like almost like an electric thing going on between you and this person. So you're very in touch with their energy. And I mean that was in person, not that you can't do that over Zoom. I mean, we do this all the time. So, and I still feel the same kind of energy when I'm doing a reading over Zoom that I did in person. Just no physical touch is all, but that it
Right.
doesn't come from the physical touch. So, so it's fine. So I always thought, you were really in touch and you know your cards. Like I thought you used the regular tarot deck and you knew all the cards and what they mean and all this stuff and because you had a lot of what I remember a lot of people you were doing readings for, but also other things that Maddie was doing, making wands and selling those and those were really neat. I shouldn't have
Oh,
said
those
that.
were fun.
That one.
Yeah.
What was this?
It was a couple
Well,
years ago. Couple.
it was years ago, and I haven't done any of those. I kind of evolved to making. I was making charm bags. Like my path has gotten a little more quote unquote witchy, I would say. So a bag with a bay leaf with a protection rune on it, and some herbs and some stones. For someone to carry in their pocket or carry or put in their car or that kind of thing. Um, you know, so
And
because
you
the
had,
wands were expensive to make, I
yeah,
was making those, you know, but yeah, we did sell quite a few of those. Those were very cool.
and then also you had made healing, not healing, pain cream that I used on somebody that was visiting.
Yes,
Yeah.
and essential oil blends. I have a chakra blend that sold really well. I'm actually going to be working at a fair here in Tucson next month on October 18th.
Ah,
It's the Tucson Oddities and Terror and Oddities show. And
oh,
I
cool.
went and checked out the first one yesterday, and it was the name is not really what it was. It was just a lot of art, a lot of cool people, a lot of different kinds of products. So I'll be there with my oil because the chakra blend it's very, I've never met anyone that doesn't like how it smells. And that's saying a lot, including my husband, who usually doesn't like anything that smells good. So
There you go. Yeah.
So that's October 18th that you're going to
October.
be there.
yes,
Yeah.
And where is
yes,
this?
it's at the Coalition Space on 7th Avenue in Tucson. It's right off 4th Avenue, kind of by the hippie gypsy. If anyone's local, they would know what that means.
Hmm.
And it's from 10 to 6.
Oh,
I
cool.
have heard of that fair. I just never got there. So, when I first did the metaphysical fair, there were two fairs in Tucson. That was it. And that was in
Oh, wow.
2018 was when I started.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
summer of 2018. And that was it. I mean, because I Googled and that was all there was. And then now there's I don't know, 15 or there's like three or four rock shops and there's a lot of fairs. And so and I mean Tucson's kind of an eclectic
Yeah,
place.
I was going to
Very
say
diverse.
there was just a fair over here in Tempe. I didn't go. I've only gone to a couple of the psychic fairs. For some reason, I just don't feel comfortable. Of course, maybe it's because I go by myself or go with somebody who's not really into it because I don't have a lot of woo-woo friends. But there's just always I was just always, I think, maybe too shy, to go up and talk to somebody and things like that.
Uh,
So I never got a good feeling walking around them. But then again, I never went with somebody who was into this stuff either. So
well, and it could just be the stage because the first time I went, I felt like and looking at what people are doing and I was still in that fight or flight kind of
yeah.
mind, at the time because it was like, this is this is, not that my parents ever said that any of this was bad. My parents all believed in all this stuff because they'd been to psychics, they'd had readings over and over. So I don't know why I was afraid of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just because it was hard for me to meet people that
Oh,
I didn't know,
oh,
that kind of thing.
okay. Well, okay. Well, I can see that. And it's interesting because Vicki and I are here showing, here we are, talk, 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 talk. And then, some of my other woo-woo friends, I'm just like, you know what? I've had enough. I have to back off for a while, but I'll stick with Vicky. But I have to go back in my shell for a while again. And people just don't get that. Like, I don't, maybe they do, I don't know, but I just feel like it's going to be something different. So, yeah. Anyway, speaking of different.
Speaking of different.
Speaking of different, I don't know if you'd be willing to do any readings now, or can you do that?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
could totally do that.
oh, cool.
I could do Who Wants a Reading? I can do one because I don't use the traditional Celtic cross or Celtic cross. I've never known how to say that word. I use kind of my own layout called the sword that I vaguely saw in a book, but it's evolved for me over the years. I find it impossible to work with a timer on me.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
yeah.
comes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so I do, my reading. And so if either one of you would like a reading right now, I've got my cards.
I'll
I
do
can
it.
kind
I was going to say, Vicky does.
of, okay,
Yeah.
here we go. So do you have a topic?
I guess, well, what everybody wants to know, the future, is it a positive future? Is it just a mundane future? Is it just making it through the next week?
Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep shuffling here. Tell me when to stop shuffling.
She has you tell her. Well,
We'll see that. Oh, I tell you?
yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
how
tell
that
me when you
works?
want me to.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. All right. I've never done it that way. How interesting.
That is
I
interesting.
lo- I like to give the person getting the reading, especially over a media like this,
Mm-hmm.
some control.
Right. And
So
I
that's
understand that.
infusing your energy
Mm-hmm.
into the cards by giving
Okay.
you some control.
Stop.
Okay. And then how many times would you like me to cut them?
4.
Oh, wow.
Let's see, can I tip this down a little? So yeah, you can get some of the
There we
cards
can
in
see the
there.
card.
1,
There we go.
2, 3, 4. All right. So as I lay them out, this is my layout, and I'll give you what each card's position is as I put it out. Can you see it
Okay.
well? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have the heart of the matter, the past underneath, and then these 2 cards here, and this is making the hilt of the sword, kind of.
Okay.
And those are what's going on now. Then we have our card in the blockage position, and then 2 more cards designating the future. So when you look at it, roughly, we have a sword here. Got the hilt, and
Yeah.
then this is the blade. And then, so we will analyze these cards. And then what I'll do is pull 3 at a time until we both feel like we've hit, that we're done. So,
Right.
and I know that you read, so you're going to know what some of these cards mean when they come up.
I
So it's always
do.
fun to read for another reader.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't actually have not used my cards for a while. I was using them a lot until I started actually doing this podcast, and it seemed to divert my energies away.
oh, I understand.
Yeah,
So, at the heart of the matter, look what we have here. The 9 of Cups, which is the wish card.
Hey,
So,
I'm all about
hey,
wishes.
always, and getting that in the heart of the matter is, implying that you're coming into a time where you're going to get what you want. You ask, will it be mundane? Will it be magical? Well, what do you want?
That's the hard part.
Right, right. So in the past position, I have the Three of Cups, which is saying that you have a good core of people who've always had your back.
I do.
You know, sometimes
I
I get the, yeah,
I have my women friends and they are awesome.
yeah. So that's always had your back. Sometimes I call this card, I get high with little help from my friends. You know,
I don't know why you'd say that for me.
okay. Almost like a psychic or something, right? So,
Maybe.
and then I have, but that is, that's, look, they're going down, they're in the fish, but they're having a good time anyway.
We have a great time.
Yeah. And then the next two cards these are the cards saying what's going on now. We have the sun, which is saying you're in a very positive period of your life. And it says, enjoy it, ride this good time while it's there. And then we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is passion and creativity and action. So all of these cards are saying right now, you've kind of got the world on a string a little bit. It's a great opportunity, and it ties into what we were saying about September in general being a very powerful time of change. Now, here's our blockage position, the Knight of Wands.
Oh.
The Knight of Wands is passionate and impetuous and just drives forward kind of without thinking.
Kind of without thinking, kind of just not necessarily always thinking things through. Because that's what I do sometimes is I'll rush forward without thinking things through. So I can see that being an obstacle for me.
Yeah. So in your blockage position, he's saying, hold up a minute, check out, stop and think first. Think first, then act. But since you're in a great time of moving forward and everything, it's not saying to stop that. It's just saying to make sure you're not overextending yourself and kind of running around doing 15 things at once.
Okay.
Then
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then next we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is talking about success. Yes. And then we have the 7 of Wands. And again, I'm going to say this is going to tie in with this Knight of Wands. And it's saying stop and breathe before you act. Make sure you're moving in the right direction. You can see she's a little overwhelmed. She's feeling a little lost. But
and to me, there's a lot of choices in a 7 of Wands. So be thoughtful. and
yes, and that even ties in with this 10 of Pentacles. They're, make sure these three cards are saying stop, think, plot your course toward getting what you want, toward that wish fulfillment. So then I'll pull 3 more.
Oh, wow. More.
We have the moon. The moon reminds us that you've got the sun over here. The sun's very obvious energy.
We're dancing together, Vicki.
We're dancing. The sun's energy is very obvious. You can't escape it. But the moon has a more subtle energy and is just as important and just as in control. So keep your eye to the mystic. I say with the moon.
Also, just to bring this in, we have eclipse season starting today?
Full moon was this morning or a couple hours ago. And the eclipse, we won't get to see it, but the eclipse.
So that the moon plays a very big part in those.
Right. So and then we have another 10 about happiness and contentment, the 10 of Cups. And then isn't that beautiful?
I love 10 of Cups.
Yeah.
And then the Two of Swords, which is
Oh,
saying this, this card, these cards are created by a man. So some of the cards have a little bit of a more male energy, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
But with the Two of Swords, as often shows a blindfolded woman, this shows two men in a stalemate, but it's saying be open to other possibilities around you. Don't be so convinced that you're right or that you're lost or that you can't move. It's saying stop, go within yourself, figure out what you want. It comes back to it's a time of getting your dreams and your wishes fulfilled. It's just saying make sure you know what you want. Make
And as
sure
I
you
said,
know.
that's hard because
Right.
unless you really think about what you want, you just go through your day taking whatever comes your way, and
Right.
dealing with it the moment that it happens. But plotting your future is harder
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, I can say I want a lot of money. I can say I want to move to a different place. I can say all this stuff, but I don't have anything concrete, you know,
Right.
like, do I want to live up north? Do I want to live down south? Do I want to live in heat? Do I want to live in snow? I don't know.
Ah,
So there's my Seven of Wands going, what do you want? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And and I'm going to say with this Two of Swords is it's saying it's time to break a stalemate, that
Yeah.
stalemate in your head that says what do I want, I don't know. It's look to the two opposing, we have these two opposing heavenly bodies here, not opposing in a bad way, just they're kind of opposites of one another.
Mhm.
And it's so this is saying that in order to get this, you have to break this.
Yes.
okay.
Do you want me to pull more, or do we feel that this,
But I have one more.
One
would you like
card.
me to pull from the same deck or a different deck?
Oh, a different deck.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to go with this Santa Muerte deck here.
that's a pretty deck. I love that one.
It is really pretty.
And I've never seen it, so this will be cool.
Oh,
I haven't worked with it a lot, so I'm not comfortable with it for primary readings. But here we got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of
Oh,
Wands says, follow your passion.
of course. Of course it says that. Of course it says that.
well, what's your passion lately?
What is your sign, by the way?
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Mhm.
So that would be the star. She didn't come up in this reading.
No, she did not.
She did not. But yeah, you've got a
But I
lot
got
of
the
wands.
sun and the ace of and the
Yeah,
ace of,
follow your passion. Want me to
yes,
grab another one out of there?
sure.
The Four of Swords, which is,
Okay.
That's the same thing that you've got the two things, isn't it? I don't.
well, it's kind of saying the opposite of the wands. It's saying to know what you want.
Mm-hmm. Go
Oh,
You know,
within, go within,
within,
do my work.
mhm,
Let's go within.
right? Some solitary contemplation
Yeah.
is it's time for to find your passion, perhaps.
Well, it's funny because I have started, well, not that I guess I automatic write, who can
Oh,
say?
very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
but I'll, go to a meditation and then I'll just start, writing stuff out, what do I need to know today? And then, thoughts come in and I just write them down. So, I think adding something like that is actually going to help me move forward with that Two of Swords to get some
Right.
clarity. Yeah.
All in all, it's saying it's it's your time. You know? That's absolutely what it's saying. But with the caveat that it's you need to hone down what that means to you.
Thank you.
That
That
was
was
great.
awesome.
That was
That was awesome. And you too can have an awesome reading from Maddie.
yes.
Thank you. Yes.
So yeah,
You know, I book off of my Facebook page. I have, you know, a regular reading. We can do video. I have, you know, I can text you the reading. I have a client that where our schedules never mesh. So I send her pictures and she reads fluent typo. So I text her. I have monthly clients, which is an amazing growth opportunity, both for the person being read for and for me as a reader, getting to see someone move through each month with
Yes.
what, you know, with how the cards play out for them, you know. So,
That's
you know,
wonderful.
so give yourself a gift, give someone a gift, you know,
I
like
I love readings
I
because they do really make you think about yourself.
right.
And so many people just don't do that. They don't take the time to do that.
back to that self-care,
Hmm.
right? That's another thing
Mhm.
you can do for self-care because it may help you clarify, like what you're going through, Vicki. But in December, I want you to do a yearly reading for me.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah, they are. It's a great way to look at the year. At the beginning of each month, look at what your card is and say, because here's an example. You know, so your card could be the Knight of Wands, and that card would say, okay, everything that comes up this month, just tackle it head on. Or it could be the Hangman, which is like, okay, credit's going down this month, and it's my job to just let it. You know, it's
Hmm.
it's it's not a fortune telling of what's going to happen that month. It's a reminder of how to best deal with what happens that month.
Yeah, I love the way you put that. That is so great.
Hmm.
Because and I think that's great for everyone that, people think, "Oh, I'm going to have my fortune told," in that
Yeah, that's
that's not
different.
what
Yeah.
it is. That's not what it is. So
Mm.
it's
Not at all.
really good, helpful tool.
It gets you to look inside yourself to pull out what it is that you should be looking at of,
Exactly.
who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So and
How we It's how to interact with the world around you too.
Mhm. Yes.
that's wonderful. I
And
love.
also to realize that we're all kind of the same. We all go through the same tarot deck. We all have the same ups and the same downs. And
Yeah,
It's
it's
that
just knowing
journey
that
from the
everyone,
yeah,
it's just knowing that everyone
yeah,
does go through the same.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're all on the same journey. It goes from the Fool to the World, and there's
Hmm.
everything in between,
Yeah.
you know.
That
So,
is so cool. Well,
Oh,
thank you so much,
thank you,
Maddie.
thank you, thank you. And I think I'm probably going to have that yearly reading too.
Yeah.
okay,
I can't let
great.
Donna have it without me having it.
You know, and we can do it anytime, you know, but December is just a good time where we're getting rid of the old year, moving on to the next.
So you
And
could you could do a yearly reading from this September to next September.
I
Uh,
could.
Oh, interesting.
Or
I would like that.
sometimes I just do, sometimes what I would usually do for that is like if we were to do this now, I do September, October, December separately, and then go ahead and do the whole next year.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
Oh, I see. Because
you know,
I'm a Libra, so this would be a good time for me to start something like that I have, a
I
tool.
have some, yeah, I have some people that do it like for as their birthday gift to themselves,
Yeah, that's
you
what I
know?
do. I think I'm going to do that. So,
Yeah.
so all
So,
right. Yeah, this is fortuitous for you already. You have two readings out of this.
There you
right.
go.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
great.
you. It's a lot of fun. I think that you'll enjoy it. It gives you a lot of perspective.
Yes,
So,
definitely. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Maddie. This was so much
This has been
fun.
fun.
Yeah, this is a
yeah,
good
thank
one.
you.
Maybe we'll
Thank you
get
so much.
maybe we'll get our 1,000 views out of this one.
I'll
You
send
never
it
know.
out
That
and
one.
maybe it'll give me the impetus I need to start my own YouTube channel, even though I don't know if I have the right microphone or the right everything.
It
Well,
doesn't
we can
matter.
get without.
It doesn't matter. It does-
We got these for like $20 off Amazon. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I have these little ear pods that I use for video
Oh,
readings that seem to be working.
oh, okay. Yeah,
So
It
yeah, I
does
hear
work.
you
They
fine.
do work, yes.
Well, who said
they
that?
were 14.
Oh,
Yeah.
who said that that wasn't? There are so many people that like they walk and do their things, and the noise of the traffic is behind them and all that. So I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't. I am no. I think you should start, and I'll help you do that because
Oh,
yeah,
that would be
Donna,
great.
Donna likes to do that
I
stuff.
love to do that stuff to
Oh,
set up
that would be
YouTube.
great.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay.
Fun
All
thing.
right.
That's
All
great.
right.
Just put
Well,
one more thing on her plate. All right.
yay.
Hey.
Well, thank you so much. I so appreciate you
Yes.
being here. I'm so glad to have met you.
Yes.
I'm so glad. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity. This was great. It's a lot
Oh,
of
you're
fun.
so welcome.
Okay.
And my two besties. Yay.
And
Yay.
remember, it is your time for self-exploration, like what Maddie said.
That's right. It's your time. Thanks, everybody. And thanks, Maddie. And love you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
again.